Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on your time. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Cliff Cable TV. Thank you for all my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for your comments and your likes. I really appreciate. This morning, there is something I want to talk about. Chief Dan Ulasi, because anytime I watch this great man, I always cry. I cried because how I wish we have somebody like him. We have 3 or 4 like him in Igbo land. I don't think we have a problem. This is a man who always stands by the truth. He's against injustice meant to his people. I always cry watching this man. I'm going to show one of his video where he grant interview by AIT, and he talk about Mazi and Kanu. His detention, up to now, federal government don't want to do anything about it. That is not good. So I would like to watch the interview. Thank you once again. Thank you for liking my videos.
So, comparatively speaking, is it Nnamdi Kanu that is Boko Haram? Is Nnamdi Kanu the bandits? Is he the kidnappers in the whole of the north? Is he herdsmen? So I think our problem has become so, usually theoretical, but now so exaggerated practically that we are losing it out. If you see what is happening in APC, that is a ruling government, a political party usually midwives a government. And if there is so much recklessness in a political party, you can imagine what kind of government they are going to midwife. So we have very, very long and serious way to go in this country. Unfortunately, the judge yesterday, after a series of arguments, wanted the case to start, but we put up 2 serious motions, on bail. Because if you read the Supreme Court judgment, I've never seen a country, the Court of Appeal gave him, almost acquitted him, discharged and acquitted him, that every charge against him was null and void. And government went to Supreme Court. And if there were 10 cases the government put up, now they can won 9. The only one that happened that they said they should go back to the High Court, to start the case afresh, which is where we are today. How can we go back to the High Court? When the Supreme Court of Nigeria, and our lawyers told Justice Nyako yesterday, the Supreme Court said there was government recklessness in using a security officer to stampede his company, his father's compound, with a view to doing whatever, we don't know. And he ran away for his life. And the Supreme Court said he did not jump bail. He was running for his life. If you were the one that lorry loads of military people come into your compound, what are you supposed to do? And it was so explicit, but we started ahead. Nobody knows where we're. I'm telling you honestly, I used to have so much faith and trust in this country, so much, but it's dissolving. It's dissolving to the extent that in 1979, most of us were in People's PRP, my good self.
People's Redemption Party.
People's Redemption Party. We only about 2 remaining now at that top level in Southeast. Late Chino Achebe, people didn't know, was a PRP member. Uchechukwu Marije, SG Koku, so many of us would believe in Aminu Kano with a view to changing the course of history in this country. It didn't quite work out. But at the airport in Enugu, I said this once on this platform. I asked Aminu Kano one question, and he looked at me. That was the day he made me his special advisor for the whole East. He said, Dan, the people that build cannot destroy. That the Igbos have built virtually everything in this country, and they cannot destroy. That he has always known this for his association with Nnamdi. But he warned that anytime we see serious fighting, bloodletting in the north, that will be the beginning of the end. I felt very sad. And, until recently when Dr. Junaidu Mohammed was still alive, each time he calls me, he said, Dan, do you remember what Aminu Kano said at the airport? Look at what is happening in the northeast, northwest, north central, virtually everywhere. So look at the agitation a few days ago in the Yoruba nation said something. Is it Nnamdi Kano that saying that? So I have a statement to make, especially to Tinubu, whom I know personally. For any grievance, for any conflict, for any protest, summarize about unresolved grievance. There are problems that people have refused to address or taking those problems for granted. And this comes back to what I say, situational politics. When it is convenient for them, good. If it's not convenient for them, I always. Because when you carry somebody else's dead body, going to bury, you and I will
might as well be a banana stem.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. But if it happens to you, you start feeling it. So this conflict of thinking is something this country has to check. And I pray God. I regard Tinubu as a very smart fellow. 8 years as governor of Lagos State, there was nothing we didn't do. We took the other 5 states. He was able to survive. That was when I knew he was a smart guy. We met several in London. And I said, what pushes you? And he would be laughing. And look at it, he's president of Nigeria today. All those who argued with me, they lost their bets. I said, don't take this man for granted. He's already thinking of 2027. Whether we reach there is a different matter. So, on Nnamdi Kano's case, if he has good advisors and they go through all the Court of Appeal said, and the Supreme Court said, they should release the young man. I know the last time he appeared in the court, he said if the government releases him, he will help not just to bring security to the southeast, essentially because there are people using his name to create problems, killing people, maiming people, kidnapping people, then in the southeast. That's a statement that a serious government should have taken, a second look at. Because if you have any battles going on, that's what Igbos have a saying. If you are fighting in 3 or 4 locations, and they are very difficult battles, you buy drinks for 2 of the fighters. So they will be drinking. When you finish with the other 2 battles, you come back to them again. They think you have settled the matter. So, but
then they'll be drunk.
They will be drunk by the time you get back. But Nigeria is fighting virtually everywhere we are fighting. Diplomatically, politically, economically, there's battle all over the place. And this government has refused to make mention of the disaster that was Muhammad Buhari. A man who shouldn't have, because it will collapse in our hands. And it will be terrible. This is a beautiful country. Only God knew why he put all of us together. Why have we refused to discuss our problem?
I don't want to take you up on that just yet. Maybe not on this particular.
Places are being bombed. I don't know if missiles have not been fired. There are collateral damages going on all over the country in the name of terrorism. This again, coming back to the word I use, stochastic terrorism. When you, demonize people just for perception. I say, I believe you would do this.
Who's being demonized now?
That's what exactly is happening with Nnamdi Kano.
Oh, okay.
Because all he says is spoken word. Has he waged war against Nigeria? No. All he said did that, the local names. Zik did that. Dr. Chikobi did that. His son, one of the most brilliant chefs in this country, answered Mustafa. I have never seen a northerner naming any of his child Okeko. I have never seen it. I have never seen it. We are everywhere in this country. Come to Enugu, you will not see one property owned by anybody outside the Igbo land. You will not see. Go to Port Harcourt where they make the oil. You will not see any investment. That is not love. If there is no love, there will not be a nation. People have to show love before you can have nationhood. That is the suspicion, and I refer it again to situational politics. When it is convenient, then we are Nigerians. If it's not convenient, we start looking for alternatives.
All right.